now. Yeah. Oh boy. There's a hurricane coming on here in Central America, you know.
Wait, are you telling me?
Yeah.
Oh, is it serious?
Yeah. I mean, nothing's gonna happen to me, right? But I mean, but yeah, there's a hurricane. Uh, Actually, this morning I lost complete power on my house.
Oh,
Yeah. All
is it
right. So I
common?
think we are about to start. I mean, we 2 minutes away, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Is it common to
Have you
have
heard
hurricane in
anything?
your area?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just asking. Is it common? Not say common, but
Yeah, I mean, yes. I mean, what we normally have. I mean, this is like a tropical storm. Tropical storm periods in the year. That's usual, but this one, I mean, it's because actual hurricanes, when they get to Central America, they turn into massive tropical storms. I mean, they're still hurtful, right? But the winds are not are not that strong.
Did you get cut off?
Huh? Yeah, but this one did not convert into didn't downgrade to a tropical storm, so it's a full-on hurricane. I mean, the surf is up. Surfers are pretty happy about that, but everybody else isn't. And you know, when people that live, poor people that live on the coast or in the interior of the country, they're having such a bad time. Yeah, I mean that's the only bad. I mean, it's the only bad thing about this, right? But in any case, I mean, such is life. I mean, we try to help them, but whatever we can. There's always, when there's a natural disaster in this area, there's always death involved. We're pretty used to that. Yeah. So we're
that's such a
about to.
strange.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's such a strange way of putting it. But okay, so we are 30 seconds from starting the show. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I'll pass you
We
the
are
link.
30 seconds away. I think we're live, right? Go ahead. Take the lead, boy. Loy.
Okay, let me grab the screen. Where's the screens? All right, good evening, everyone. This is Lloyd and Orlando on Tea and Hot Sauce.
Hello.
Okay. Hi. So, what's the tea I'm drinking today? Let me see. Earl Grey. Okay. Earl Grey tea. All right. So, just gonna share something strange for you all coming from me because I don't really trade on fundamentals. But I thought it'll be interesting for you guys to know that. So this guy on Forex Station, he actually did an analysis about which news actually created the most volatility for the corresponding currency pair. So according to USD, let me scroll it down. Dollar pair. Where's my dollar USD? Yeah. Surprisingly, all along I've been thinking that it will be NFP that actually have the most, that will create the most volatility in USD pair. Surprise, I'm actually wrong. It's actually the crude oil inventories that creates the most movement in USD itself. Yeah, I suppose that lends relevance or credence to the theory that US dollar are actually known, another term known for is actually petrodollar. Yeah. So for guys who are actually onto swing trading, especially trading straight into news, you might need to give a new priority to according to this chart. Yeah. So whenever oil inventories come out, I think that has to, at least for the past 6 months, this particular news actually moved the pair more than any other, followed by FOMC, which is no surprise, and the PMI ISM manufacturing. Yeah. Personally, I'm quite. What took me by surprise, but not so much surprise, is actually Fed chair. You know, in the past, who was the previous Fed chair? What was his name? Powell. His speech, I remember, actually moved the market quite a lot. But what I recall is that the current Fed Chair Yellen doesn't seem to be enjoying so much support. But I didn't realize that her speech actually didn't really move the market that much at this moment.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I didn't know that crude oil inventories were the ones that moved the most, the US dollar. And I don't, because I don't trade. I don't. Well, I do trade crude oil, right? But I avoid to have positions during inventories, right? I have never been in front of my, like, looking at my charts whilst the crude oil inventories hit the wires. But the others, I mean, the others are pretty logical. And do you know the number three, the ISM non-manufacturing PMI, and the manufacturing, it's actually the number three, the ISM manufacturing PMI is a number that I follow a lot, because that is the purchasing manager index, right? So if exactly, so for everybody listening or tuning into our show, if you don't know what the purchasing manager index is, an index of purchases of an average. I'm sorry, yeah, it's an average of purchases of purchasing managers in the U.S. industry, and that gives, I mean, and the higher that PMI is, the better the economy is doing, because it gives you a gauge on how much industries are producing, right, and purchasing stock for their production. So I mean, that's a number that I do follow a lot. Yeah, in fact, I follow it more than employment changes and um, and what was the other one that you had here? Yeah, and GDP, exactly. I follow it. I mean, I follow it very closely. That ISM manufacturing PMI number.
I guess you're on the right path, man. Possibly you might want to include this in the future.
Yes, I mean, now that you, I mean, no, Lloyd, now that you showed me this, I'm definitely going to go and, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and look at how the dollar behaved at the time of last week's crude oil inventories release, and the week before, and the week before, and the week before, just to see how it really reacts, the range of the move, on how it reacts, and how, because I don't even know if if a higher inventories is good for the current, if it's good for the USD, or if it's bad for the USD. I mean, this is new for me, and I'm definitely going to study it, because, and thank you for sharing it with me, because that's an amazing, that's I mean, I'm always happy to know and to understand more about how the markets work, and to know key data, right? So
Yeah,
thank
this is
you for
also
that. So thank you
welcome.
for that, and you have ruined my weekend.
How did I do that? This
Yeah.
is also completely new to me, but because some
Mm-hmm.
of the numbers here is like, uh, like Kiwi. I would actually really expect the official cash rate, the rate statement to rank quite high, but
Yeah.
according to this chart, it's actually ranked way below. So that I can only guess is because the Kiwi and probably the Aussie, not sorry, the Kiwi. It's because the what we call it, the central banks telegraph their intention way ahead. So wherever their statements comes in, people don't really take it much as a surprise. So it's really the
Yeah.
quarter and quarter employment change affect more of the currency.
Yeah. I understand.
That the Aussie is the other way around. The cash rate is actually above, way opposite of Kiwi. So does it mean
Yeah.
that for the past 6 months, the Aussie central banks is a bit haywire? Yeah. And I would actually sincerely thought that the trade balance would actually rank higher because they are so catered onto the China economy. But it actually ranked 11.
Exactly. I would have thought the same, that that you just said.
Yeah. So the pound GDP, the pound is more or less, I would say, uh,
Normal.
normal. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Then CAD, I would say, is more or less also normal. Employment change and all that stuff. What should be ranked above should be above. I mean, Canadian actually what I understand is their manufacturing isn't that strong anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So few surprises, some not so surprised. The euro, this also caught me by surprise. Okay. Why is French flash services ranked first?
Wow.
I thought a German would be actually above. Like, what the?
But again, that's but then again, that's purchasing manager indexes.
Yeah, but I thought the Germany economy would be
Above the French one, right?
Yeah.
That's that's crazy. I mean, I mean, this is a new thought for me. I'm gonna have. I'm going to need that link, Lloyd.
Yeah, sure. I'll pass it to you. Okay.
All right, but that's super interesting, and yeah, on the euro, I would have thought that the German flash manufacturing, the German flash manufacturing PMI would have much more weight than the French flash services PMI, right? But yeah.
And I hate this guy,
and
Draghi.
also the German IFO business climate. I would think that it would be higher on the on the list. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's super interesting actually. I like that. I mean, it gives you a lot of. And the cool thing about what you're showing though is that it gives you a lot to work on. Fundamentally speaking, it's always good to understand how different. How different data is going to affect a given currency, right? But from everything that you've just shown, the crude oil inventory is the one that I'm going to be taking on at first, definitely for the US dollar.
Yeah, so I guess this will be good. Even for me personally, as a swing trader, this will actually be good information for me myself because if I know which news has more weightage, then the way I manage my trades, I will give it to different priority. So that's how I will use it. I'm not actually trading the news, but some news when I thought it would have more importance, I want to protect my trade. I will shift my stop loss to entry earlier. But seems like I'm wrong on some bits. Yeah. But well, I'm always learning about the market. But I think one thing to bear in mind is that because this is only for the past 6 months analysis. So I would say the past 6 months isn't exactly a normal trading 6 months, let's say, due to the COVID situation. So well, we'll see how it goes at that.
Yeah, but it's quite interesting. Yeah.
Anyway, so Orlando, anything? I understand that you joined, I think Paul today for the USD election show. Anything upcoming new so far, or is it still the same old?
Well, listen. Right now, right now, gold is rallying. Let me share my screen real quick here. Let's go ahead and do that. I think it's this one, the 3. Yes. So, yes. The gold. I was talking about gold. So gold is rallying at the moment. Here, yes. So this is the forward chart. Let's go back to the hourly chart. On today's election show, we were looking at gold when it was trading around these levels. Pretty untradeable range that gold was trading in right here. But then during pre-market, in the last couple of hours, we got this rejection again from this key level, from what I like to call the power buy zone. And now gold is rallying. But again, personally, I had a buy in gold right around this level, and I got stopped out at break even on this bar. And I didn't enter long again because my trading plan is to short gold, right? Like I said on the yesterday's show, I am waiting for a rally to definitely above. Oopsie, hold on. Let me just get rid of this. Definitely above this level. But more like on to first start looking for shorts would be the 1930 around these levels. So I let that long idea go because it was to me quite speculative. even though I'm looking to sell gold higher, that means that I'm expecting a rally. My trade idea is to short it, not to go long. So I was going against my trade idea, and that's something that I didn't like at all. Some trades that I do have on the Nasdaq. I've been trading the Nasdaq all. I've been trading the Nasdaq all day yesterday and all night. Actually, I started buying the Nasdaq at these levels yesterday, taking profits every time I could, and I got stopped out on my entire position right here. Of course, at a profit, right? And today, just before the show, well, I saw the Nasdaq again holding this level, so I decided to enter long, on a mild position, and I'm still risking half of my normal risk on my trading today, and I think I will continue with half a risk throughout the week, just because it's even though we're getting very very clean moves. It's still very volatile, and this can change in no time. I mean, just look at this 1 hour, this 50-minute candle, right? Extremely volatile. Even though we just made a new high, we're still trading in a very volatile market, and more so with Donald Trump, and the Donald Trump and Joe Biden race so close, Lloyd. I was looking at preliminary numbers.
Mhm.
And yeah, I was looking at preliminary numbers. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move my stops to below this right here,
Yeah.
because I just would hate to just give back the profits that I've made. Mm. But the race
Yes.
is so close, and it's going to come down to a couple of states. Actually, it's going to come down to a couple of states. Right now, Wisconsin, which is a red state, Joe Biden just got in the lead on that state. So the swing states are going to be Pennsylvania and I don't remember the other one, but it's going to come to a couple of states, right? And the thing is that I don't know if you know this, but well, back in I don't know when it was, but the election between George Bush and Gore was decided uh, within two counties, and the difference were 547 votes, right? So George Bush won, or yeah, George Bush won for with a 447 votes. And the thing is that that election was decided on the courts, Lloyd. You know, that election was decided on the courts, and Republican lawyers, they fought the Democrats, and they were able to suppress some mail-in ballots. And who the three lawyers that represented the Republicans on that process are?
No
You know who
idea.
they are? The
I have no idea.
three Supreme Just Court, the three Supreme Court justices that Donald Trump appointed. So yeah, can you imagine? So he's trying. I mean, those appointees are not because they were the best for the job, but because they are. They don't have scrupulous, and they will do whatever it takes to win an election. So that's another thing that we need to be careful with today, because the Donald Trump campaign is not going to be happy about these results at all. At all, yeah.
I think
And
I think
so,
if
so, so
Biden wins the electoral college and the popular vote, then there's nothing much that Donald Trump can do, right? Unless it's really a small margin, then possibly he can do something out of this world.
no, no, there's nothing he can do. He can appeal, man. He can appeal the count, the vote count, and everything. He can do that, but and he will do it. But with the popular vote, I mean, he's losing the popular vote. He lost the popular vote on the past election, and still won the presidency, right? Yeah, I mean, the United States electoral college is something very archaic, and I mean, it's the entire U.S. politics game is super nasty, you know, from gerrymandering to the electoral college to I mean, appointing Supreme Court justices that have fought against the democratic process. You know, everything sucks there. But I mean, eventually one of the two candidates has to win, and of course, that if Joe Biden is going to be, if Joe Biden is going to win, that I think that that is going to be. Let's go and look at some equities, just because I have some longs on the Nasdaq. That is going to be bearish for equities if Joe Biden wins. Hold on, let me just get rid of all this because. And let me go to the 4 hour chart or so. Yeah. So the Nasdaq pretty good looking continuation here, and I believe that it's going to keep on rallying through the New York Open, and if it, I mean, just technically speaking, if it breaks with these highs and with these lows, most especially the 11,800 level, we might get some more bullishness into it, and just because the race is it's so close, but if by any chance Joe Biden starts really leading and they can call the election for him during the New York session, I believe that stocks are going to suffer on that news. Eventually drop into a buy zone, because I do believe that I mean, that stocks are still bullish. But I mean, if you are like me, long any kind of U.S. equity, be careful with how the election is going, because that can, I mean, a Joe Biden win, I believe, could be detrimental in the very short term for U.S. equities, and in this case, we might get to that buy zone that I was looking for a mid to long term swing to the upside, right? Yeah, but I'm just keeping my risk tight, and yeah, and taking my profits whenever I can. For example, here I'm going to take most of the trade all the way to the next level. I mean, normally I would still be holding my buys from these lows, but because this is the U.S. election, just look at this, man. I mean, um, this range from this week high to this week low, that's a 4% range with no direction, really. Now I've taken a long within at the middle of that range, which is kind of speculative, but the risk to reward was there, and the volume was. I mean, the volume was entering the market, so I thought that it was a good idea. But in any case, be careful out there. And
Actually, I
I
will
really,
agree with you
yeah.
because
And go ahead.
as someone who trades stocks, a Joe Biden win would mean that the companies will actually will have to pay more corporate tax. So in the short term,
Mhm.
their stocks will definitely suffer. But if you look at the history of Democrats versus Republicans, the Republicans are simply just shitty. Not, okay, I don't mean to say that, but they are just not as good as a policy planner compared to the Democrats. So although the
Yeah, and
Democrats will
I agree with
actually,
you.
yeah, so although the Democrats will actually tax more on the corporate side, eventually, because more money actually flows to the masses, so the economy actually improves as a whole. Yeah,
Hmm.
so stocks will actually climb better in the long term. So
Hmm.
I would completely agree with you to wait for a good pullback, and then I will actually start to look in on the S&P. Anyway, I think how do I put it? Technically, during December, if I don't remember wrongly, S&P usually rallies.
During December,
Yeah,
um,
Is it? Or I'm wrong?
Let's look for some yeah, for some of that. Let's see. Uh, what do I look for? Seasonality, right? S&P 500.
Oh, I think they call it the Santa Claus rally.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. From mid-November, the S&P tends to rally, right? So right now, from the beginning of November till, I don't know, 20 days into November, seasonality speaking, and this is the past 20 years, so this is a good sample size, in my opinion. The S&P tends to yeah, to do that. But yeah, yeah, I mean, this chart agrees with you that that the S&P 500 tends to rally by the end of the year. So let's look for that rally, right?
Yeah. Santa Claus. Yeah, I believe the term Santa Claus rally comes to the mind is because throughout the end of the year is the season of buying, on a Black Friday, Christmas, all that stuff.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
huge cash into the company's pocket. So that will actually drive the stocks more or less.
Yep. I mean, that's the main reason, right? I mean, Christmas, Black Friday. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, right now with the pandemic and everything, I mean, people are still going to buy stupid stuff, right? Even if they don't have money.
I believe they
That's not
will
going to
because
be a problem with for stocks, right?
won't be a problem because in a period of negativity, the human psyche is that we will latch on to any reason to be positive, to be happy. And really the seasons of giving, which is November and December, it will be a good time for them to have something to be happy about, even though that means
Mm-hmm.
burning a hole in the pocket.
Yeah. So, do you have anything else, Lloyd?
Uh, with the S&P, or you mean other charts?
Your other chart, the S&P, whatever. I mean, grab the yeah, grab the screen. Go ahead and enlighten
Can
us.
I just give a quick update? I think yesterday I took a
Yes.
trade
Okay.
on what was that? Kiwi Swiss, and I got burnt immediately. I took on this bar. Yeah. So I might possibly have another setup coming in, but later, towards the later end of the week. But anyway, Kiwi dollar looks to me it might have a setup coming in 1 hour's time. So this will be a chart where I'll be taking a trade on. So other than that, all the others doesn't seem to be setting up at the moment. So I got nothing much in the way of that. But euro dollar, I don't think I'll be trading this week. These two spikes are really scary to me. So I just leave it up until next week. Anyway, NFP is coming this Friday. Yeah. So Kiwi dollar, just keep a lookout for that. All other charts, I don't think they will be setting up. Pound Aussie possible might be setting up, but it won't be a proper break. So I will still need to wait for a break and retest. The retest portion comes in before I go down, before I take a short entry. So we'll see how that goes for Pound Aussie. But in all honesty, fundamentally speaking, I thought if people are factoring a Joe Biden win at the moment, I thought a Biden win would be good for pound because that means a better, a much more solid trade deal with UK. I might be wrong on the fundamental side. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I have thought about this one way and the other, and it's pretty difficult to say. I mean, how the market is going to really react to a given win, right, or a given situation. Because yeah, I mean, the first time that I thought about it, it was like, and to me, Joe Biden brings stability, brings stability with the United States uh, trade partners, etc., right? So
yeah,
that's good. That's good for stocks, but also a Trump win would be good for stocks because of how much they boost the liquidity in the market. So I mean, I couldn't tell you which way the market is going to go. with whoever wins this election. I'm just going to be in front of my charts, playing the reaction, and I have my plan to buy a dip and that's the only thing I'm going to be doing if we get that scenario right. That's a big if, still to be seen.
Look at look at the S&P 500 at the moment. Oh, holy. Would this level interest you?
No.
No.
Oh yes, definitely. That yeah, for sure. The 33.83. Yeah. Yes, that level. Yeah, I know. Don't show me that. I know, but the thing is that I mean, we don't know. It might. I mean, we don't know. I mean, today's going to get very volatile, I mean, news news are going to be hitting the wires about every single one of the new leads in one electoral college vote or whatever. So yeah, it's going to be volatile. And if we get, I don't think we're going to get a decision here, because Pennsylvania is another swing state that I mean, they're taking forever to count their votes. Actually, I was watching the news. I mean, just before the show, and they have counted. I mean, about 30% of the entire ballots, and they expect more ballots to come in because they are accepting votes until Friday. So I don't know if we're going to get. I mean, if this election is going to be called today or not. But in any case, I mean, it has been fun to trade it. Last election, I stayed away from the charts. This one, I've been trading it very, very actively, and I'm pretty happy.
Well, if you're happy, that means you have booked in some good gains.
Yeah,
Good to hear that.
definitely, mate. All right, I think that's our time. Thanks everybody for joining us, and stay trade safe and stay safe, and yeah, thank you, Lloyd.
All right. Thank you, everyone. See ya. Goodbye.
See you. Goodbye.